So you know the iconic phrase Scooby Doo, where are you? Well, buckle up because this is yet another series that is going through the remake factory, except this time it's marketed towards Gen Z and young adults. I'm not mad at this because those kids that the original Scooby Doo shows were catered to are pretty much young adults to adults at this stage. So, why not? Let's dive into the first episode of the new HBO Max series, Velma. Like always, if you like this type of content, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, turn on post notifications, and comment any reactions you may have to the show Velma. So now we follow a new age Velma who is a young South Asian teenager that is somehow barred from solving mysteries due to these constant hallucinations that come up preventing her from even looking at a mystery case. She used to share a pretty close friendship with Daphne until Daphne got popular and ditched her out in the open. Velma is accused of murdering their classmate Brenda. While they are all in the girls' locker room shower, Velma opens up her locker to see a brainless Brenda fall out of her locker. She then gets pulled in for an investigation by these two women detectives who happen to be Daphne's adopted parents. But since she isn't allowed to solve mysteries due to these hallucinations, has a tough time being able to pursue this case to help the detectives. Daphne's parents gave Velma an ultimatum, either help them with the case or go to jail. We then dive into Velma's family dynamic. She lives with her father, who is a lawyer, and her soon-to-be stepmom, who is pregnant with Velma's dad. Velma's mother has mysteriously disappeared and hasn't been found in years. It seems the family is going through hard times after the disappearance, as Velma mentions how is it that her dad was able to afford a new camera to take pictures of Sophie and her baby bump. I also inference that the disappearance of Velma's mom has affected her father Amon in being able to pick up court cases. Her soon-to-be stepmom Sophie works as the owner of Spooner's Malt Shop, a local diner in the area. Her stepmom employs Velma to work as a waitress at the diner. They hold a funeral for Brenda at Spooner's Malt Shop, where Daphne reveals to the whole diner that Velma is the #1 suspect for Brenda's murder. Velma then runs into Fred, who is also in distraught about Brenda's death, and confesses to Velma that he is trying to be the man that his father wants him to be. Velma then opens up to Fred about the memory that she had of her mom, about her cigarette smoking decisions, which led her to her passion in solving mysteries. Her mom wrote mysteries and then gave them to Velma as a kid to solve them. Velma would get increasingly attached to solving mysteries, and one highlight that stands out was her finding her Christmas presents early, which she felt seriously bad about. Her mom felt bad and wanted Velma to at least have a present to open on Christmas Day, so she drove out to go buy a present. The police ended up finding her car abandoned on the side of the highway with Velma's gift in the car. Velma promised to herself not to open the gift until her mom comes back. This causes Velma to feel guilty about solving mysteries, as she gets these guilt trips and hallucinations based on the PTSD of her losing her mom. Norville, a classmate who seemingly has a crush on Velma and has a resemblance to Shaggy, then pops up. He's been trying to hang out and date Velma for the longest. Norville claims he has intel on who killed Brenda, which prompts Velma to finally hang out with him to figure out what happened. Norville then comes clean and says that he actually doesn't know who killed Brenda, and he only used that as a ploy to hang out with Velma, but he does have some insight into what may have happened. Funny how Norville claims to say he hates drugs when he definitely resembles Shaggy in the show, and Shaggy is known to be a pothead. Norville says he gave his camera to Brenda to investigate a possible drug case at Spooner's Malt Shop. Brenda told Norville that she found something weird in the bathroom but never told him what it was. Norville thinks Brenda was murdered to prevent the photograph from being made public. Velma theorizes that Sophie was seen with a brand new camera earlier on and that she may have had something to do with Brenda's murder. Velma then tries to retrieve the camera, which she just ends up finding pictures of vegetables on. Her hallucinations come to haunt her, and she is yet again stopped by her demons to pursue this mystery. She ends up choking, and then Sophie saves her life, and Velma apologizes to Sophie. Velma's father tries to reassure Velma that he is aware of her hallucinations and apologizes for not believing her. He tells her that her mother just decided to leave and that it isn't her fault. Velma then feels that she has to come to terms and decides to try to move on. She ends up throwing away the present that was left by her mom in the car prior to her disappearance, and then goes to school the next day with a new look. She instantly becomes popular, but that popularity literally lasts like 10 seconds. She then gets called out for trying to distract everyone from the fact that she may have killed Brenda. Fred tries to come to her defense in the weirdest of ways. Daphne and her friends confront Velma in the bathroom, to which Daphne then accuses Velma of trying to steal Fred from her. Seems like Daphne and Fred's romance have hit a stalemate, and it's also likely that Fred may be gay. Daphne reveals that Fred is a very self-conscious person, to the point where he ends up kicking people out of the bathroom at Spooner's malt shop whenever he has to use it. This prompts Velma to believe that Fred is the one that killed Brenda, and that Brenda possibly caught an embarrassing picture of Fred in the bathroom. Velma tells Norville that her hallucinations have ended since she decided to move on, and that it is okay for her to begin solving mysteries again. Norville and Velma drive to Fred's house, and then she sneaks in as Norville waits in the car. Norville and Velma are on the phone as Velma's hallucinations begin to trigger again. Norville confesses that he likes Velma, which Velma thinks is a joke, but helps her get out of the hallucinations temporarily. Velma finds Norville's camera under Fred's bed. She looks through the camera to find pictures of Krista hooking up with one of the popular kids, and then sees shots of Fred in the bathroom. Fred then appears and reveals that he hasn't gone through puberty yet, and everyone finding out would bring embarrassment, so that is why he stole the camera from Brenda. Fred gets shot in the knees by Daphne's parents, who think Fred is the one that killed Brenda, but Fred reveals that he was only going to pay Velma to keep his secret a secret rather than hurt her, and he is maintaining his innocence. Norville asks Velma why her hallucinations were still going on if she moved on. Velma reveals that deep down she knows her mom did not just leave her, and that she can't just move on. Velma says that catching Fred has gained her confidence in finding her mom. Norville and Velma end up finding Krista dead and brainless body in a dumpster, and that is how the episode ends. So overall, this was a pretty decent first episode. We're actually having a Scooby Doo spin-off type show on HBO Max, which is actually pretty interesting. This is apparently serving as the prequel to the whole Scooby Doo series. I would like to see where this series take. HBO is releasing 2 episodes, I believe, every single Thursday, so I'll definitely keep you up to date with any episode recaps from the show Velma. Thank you all for tuning into my YouTube video. I really appreciate all the feedback we've been getting on the channel. Make sure you give this video a like, make sure you subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications if you can, give this video a thumbs up, and leave any comments on any reactions you have to the show. And as always, I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.